Hi guys, Scotty here with another DBZ Dokkan battle video for you. In this video we're going to be looking at how to get stage 2 of the Red Zone artificial life forms done, along with completing the mission to get it done with 6 Battle of Fate category characters. So Battle of Fate, you can pretty much just bring a full GT Heroes team. I'm going to have the team up on the left there for a bit so that you can copy it if you want to, and support memories, and I do advise bringing a Wheeze as well, because you can definitely do this without the Wheeze. It just requires a little bit of RNG and you might not want to deal with that. If you just want to take the 2 items, just use them to finish it off at the end there, no problem. There's no missions to get this done without items, but if you are a staunch no item runner, you can definitely do it. You just need your Super Saiyan 4s to be countering correctly, and yeah, feels like AGL Gogeta was made for this, because the final 3 stages of the fight all feature Ki Blast super attack. So AGL Gogeta is going to have a great chance of nullifying it and countering, and then if you are below 70% health, you'll just nullify it and counter. So that is a really great. So if you want to do this with no items, it really is going to just be up to RNG. You can fail a check here or there and take a super, but if you get everything lined up perfectly, you should be fine. So let's take a look at the bosses quickly, and then we'll go into some tactics and things like that. Also, sorry, I didn't have my audio on when recording this video, so there's no pretty super attack animations or anything playing in the background. You'll just have to see and listen to the OST and the grating sound of my voice. So let's move on. The first boss phase is going to be against AGL Baby. He's nothing crazy, 2.1 million super, not even 750,000 normals, and he just gets attack plus 5% when there's a pure Saiyan and a hybrid Saiyan there as well. That is going to be the shtick for all these bosses here, all Baby, is if you're bringing pure Saiyans or you're bringing hybrid Saiyans, you are going to be massively boosting the boss up. Though we are bringing pure Saiyans, so we are definitely going to be boosting the boss, so it might be worth trying this with some non-pure Saiyans. I didn't really struggle that much with it. It is quite a big boost. I think it's 25% when we get to the end, but we will get there. AGL Baby also has 130 million health, so nothing too wild in terms of other bosses we've seen, and with that we are going to move on to INT Baby Vegeta. So this is where we start ramping up just a little bit. We're now switched fully to Ki Blast Supers, so that will be countered most likely, well, a great chance to be countered by AGL Gogeta. So you do want to be putting him as your slot 1s for every single rotation. He'll always be in your slot 1. And INT Baby is going to have 150 million health. He's going to be doing 850 normals, and he is going to be receiving attack plus 10%, and for every when there is a pure Saiyans category character present. And if there is a hybrid Saiyans, also again attack plus 10%. If you're bringing artificial life forms, he does receive attack minus 5%, but I'm going to skip over that because we're not bringing any artificial life forms currently. So your rotations, you're going to want to get them set up quite early, because we got some very big damage coming later on from Baby. So you really want to be running the AGL Gogeta in slot 1 pretty much the whole time, and you'll see here the damage for him is incredible. What you need to also do is don't use his actives at all until you get right to the end, because we're going to be fighting an STR boss, and that is going to give us a nice advantage with the active against Baby. So you do want to be saving all actives except for the physical Super Saiyan 4s here. You see, you need to get them, although they need to stack a little bit, so don't transform them right off the rip if they maybe started in the 7th slot, which can suck. That unfortunately just happens. Might want to reset, but you do want them to get to stack quite a bit, at least have 2 full turns in their base form stacking. If you go too fast and that's not possible, you can transform. It's not going to be the end of the world, but it just is nice to have that extra defense stacking so that you hopefully get to Gogeta with the bases having at least like 2 million defense or something, so that they can be fine later on. So try and give them at least 2 full turns of stacking, always, depending on how the turns work out, and you will be quite a bit stronger for later on. You'll see here I'm also floating off AGL Goku a little bit, Super Saiyan 3 Goku into Super Saiyan 4 Goku, because we are trying to delay his transfer. Not that you can obviously choose when his transformation comes along, so you can slap him into just slot 2, keep him there the entire time, but I am just letting the Super Saiyan 4s get some here, and we're never going to float off AGL Gogeta, so I didn't want to float off the Super Saiyan 4s, so you need to make sure, yeah, obviously like I said, make sure they get their defense raising. But with the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, we're trying to just get his transformation later so that we can get a free turn if we know there's a lot of supers coming, or if we need to. And this is one of those awesome counters. There we go. Thank you. We'll take it. But yeah, Super Saiyan 3 Goku is crazy still, and when he gets to transform and you get him around, he's just going to be providing that damage reduction support, which is going to be crazy good for this team. So yeah, you'll generally want to put him with the other AGL Gogeta. So you have the Super Saiyan 4s alongside AGL Gogeta, and then you'll have AGL Gogeta on your second rotation alongside the Super Saiyan 3 Goku that you transform into the Super Saiyan 4 Goku. And then the rest you just float, so that'll be Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and then the INT Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, he's also going to float. That's going to be your rotations. And yeah, so let's jump right into the next boss here. We're going to go to Physical Baby, who really starts to ramp things up a little bit. So this was a little bit risky here. I ended up putting Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta into slot 1 and not transforming them. They do have a whopping 2.7 mil defense at this point, so really I could have transformed them here. I thought, why not just give them a little bit more defense, because I know that I know that Super Baby 2 stage is gonna go wild, so I thought let's get them even stronger. But we could have caught a stray super here right in the front, and Physical Baby is dealing 4 million super, so that would have been 1.3 million damage straight to the corp. And yeah, Physical Baby has 500 million health, setting for 1.35 million normals, and like I said, 4 million super. So this was a little bit silly, to be honest, not really ballsy. Better to just play it safe most of the time, and I could have just put, AGL Gogeta in the front there. But anyway, it is what it is. We survived, no problem. Again, the Pure Saiyan / Hybrid Saiyan's boost from Baby is getting really strong now. 20% when a Pure Saiyan's category character is present, and another 20% if a Hybrid Saiyan's category is present. Other than that, he's just disabling defense reduction, and then the normal stuff grants immunity to being stunned, and he's nullifying super attack ceiling effects. So you just have to hit him till he's dead. Pretty much. He is going to be firing off an AoE as well, which can really catch you off guard, especially units like the AGL Vegeta there, something like that, or the Super Saiyan 4 Goku if they haven't had time to get a super in, something to raise their defense. Not going to be the greatest, but you are relying on them to nullify most of the time with our bit of an item. So here we were just praying for the nullification, and we didn't get it, and we luckily took just a little bit of damage. The AoE is not really that strong, so we were fine in that situation. Plus I think we are still within enough turns that we are getting the defense boost from Gogeta, so it's probably also helped quite a bit. So unfortunately, we did take quite a bit of damage from Vegeta getting supered on the last turn. However, I mean, there was a 4 million super and he tanked it and we didn't die, so nothing against that unit. It's fantastic we lived. So we're going to jump straight into Super Saiyan 4 Goku here to get that heal, and yeah, just heal ourselves right back up, get a free turn of damage, and that is going to bring out Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and we can start doing even more damage and being a little bit more tanky with his damage reduction support. So with Super Saiyan 4 Goku out now, we're going to start doing some very nice damage. Link him up again with the AGL Gogeta. They're going to link really well, and it's just always good to have him on rotation so we can get that damage reduction support. And then we're just going to let AGL Gogeta do his thing. We're keeping, like I said, keeping his active so that he can do a huge amount of damage to the final boss. And Super Saiyan 4 Goku as well should be doing a huge amount of damage, and he should be tanking just fine with all the support he's receiving as well. I think we are now out of Gogeta's intro, so that's not going to be up supporting his teammates anymore. But anyway, we are going to skip to the final phase, and that is going to be Super Baby 2 Giant Ape. Okay, so Super Baby 2 Giant Ape form is a bit of a monster. 900 million health, 1.8 million normals. He has a 5.4 million Ki Blast super, and when he supers, he massively raises his attack and defense for one turn. So that means it's 100%. Everything is going to be hitting double as hard for the rest of that turn. So his normals are going to get amped. If he supers again, which I don't think he does, that'll be massively amped, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't super more than once. And we're going to immediately pop our Gogeta's ulti here. His ulti is active. Do that huge damage and just supercharge him for the rest of the turn. I did pop a Wheeze there as well because I just didn't feel like dealing with the RNG with these units at this point, but you definitely, like I said, you don't have to. Super Baby 2 is going to be disabling attack and defense reduction. He grants immunities being stunned and he nullifies super attack ceiling effect, as well as he's getting an attack plus 25% for a pure Saiyans category character being present. We don't have any hybrid Saiyans, luckily, but if we did, we would have another attack plus 25%. So we are kind of fighting a supercharged version of him, doing like 7 mil supers here. So that is why it may also be worth just popping a Wheeze and then letting your AGL Gogetas go to town with their actives, bringing out the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta as well. I've saved him for a long time to the end. He should have massive defense, stats should all be supercharged, and then we pop his active, and that should let him just go off rip. But just looking at the amount of damage we're pumping out here, it's crazy how little the bar actually ends up moving. For how much damage there is, 900 million HP is nothing to sniff at. But I'll let this play out. Maybe some people want to see the entire of the final phase because it's quite difficult. So I'll let this play out and I'll join you again when we get to the next phase of the fight. Okay, so this should be our turn where we end off the fight. We've got Super Saiyan 4's gonna go absolutely ham. I think we have a Rainbow AGL Vegeta friend here, so his active linked alongside Super Saiyan 4 is gonna be crazy damage, and then he should be sorry, this is my own one, never mind. But just a little tip as well, transform your Gogeta so that we can get the Gogeta's links, and then you'll also get the active that you see, huge amount of damage, and now we can pretty much just let AGL Gogeta finish off the fight for us. He's going to be completely immune because he's got the 40% damage reduction support from the Wheeze, he's got the 10% damage reduction from the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and then 50% base damage reduction, so he's got 100% damage reduction. He cannot be touched in this turn, as well as the fact that he's most likely going to nullify any super attack launched at him because this is a Ki Blast super. So looking here, and wow, quite incredible, it didn't nullify that, but that is just how it is. And then 90 million attack stats. Baby is not surviving this. So yeah, that is pretty much how you get it done. I thought I would try to do this in a little bit of a longer form video because it was a little more of a difficult event. Let me know your thoughts if you thought that was interesting, or if you just prefer the more cut down, quicker, shorter videos. I do try post put all the teams in it right at the beginning so you guys can just see if you want to grab and go. But yeah, that is it, and that's how you beat him with the Battle of Fate category. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped. I will check you guys in the next one.